Hey guys, Happy New Year! A few weeks late. So for the first video of the year, I thought it would be appropriate to kind of go over what all I'm planning on doing this coming year. So as I'm sure you are well aware, last year I did not do very well at uploading videos. I did pretty bad actually. So for this year, I made a few upgrades that will hopefully make it a little bit easier for me to get uploads done. For one, I have got a new computer, actually a new to me computer that will help me edit videos a little bit more easily. The last one I had really was not meant for doing video work. I also got a better video editor, so hopefully that will kind of improve what I'm able to do with the footage as well. And along the same note of new technology that I've gotten to help with doing videos, I got another camera, and this is an action cam style camera. So it'll do two things. One, it'll allow me to have two camera angles on stuff. I can have one maybe doing a time lapse and another one with me that I can shoot actual footage with. Also, it will allow me, as you can see, this has a protective case on it, so if I'm working in a really dusty, dirty, wet environment that I wouldn't want to use the camera that I'm recording with right now, I can always use this one because it's a lot cheaper than this camera, and it's also got the protective case on it, so I'm not as concerned about dust, dirt, water getting into the camera and messing it up. So there's a lot of things that are going to be in the works for 2019. One of those, which will be happening in the very near future, is with the sawmill, which is step one. I'm going to be putting a permanent base under the sawmill, and then after that I'm actually going to be putting a shelter over top of the sawmill as well to get the sawmill out of the weather, as well as have some storage room behind the sawmill as well. Another big project is, and I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, we've gotten a grant through NRCS to do some work around the farm, which includes putting up a fence along the creek, which I'm sure you can hear behind me, to keep cattle out of the creek. And of course, along with that, you have to put in a watering system so that they have an alternate source of water, as well as put up rotational grazing fencing. A lot of that hopefully will be happening this year. So to facilitate doing that work, we got a new toy the end of 2018 to help with that. And that new toy is a skid steer. And along with the skid steer, we got a handful of attachments to go with it, such as, of course, a fence post driver, because we've got around 18,000, yeah, and that's right, 18,000 feet of fence to put in here on the farm. We got some a grapple, just a standard bucket, as well as another specialty attachment for doing brush removal as well, for helping getting rid of things like cedars, autumn olive, and other stuff that has kind of taken over about 30 or 40 acres of the farm over the last, we figure, 40 or 50 years. So that is going to go a long ways for doing some of those projects. So it will probably be featured in a couple videos, just going over the machine, possibly doing some reviews on the attachments after I've messed with them a good bit, as well as I'm sure they will be in many supporting roles of videos that are on other things as well. Over the last maybe, it's about been a year and a half now, one of the #1 questions that I've been asked is what is going on with the farmhouse. So in order to kind of cover what I'm planning on doing with that, I will hopefully be putting out a update on the log farmhouse sometime in the near future, and possibly we might even do a little bit of work on the farmhouse as well this year. Now I'm sure this is going to come as a shock for you guys, but seeing as the name of the channel is Landis Legacy Farm, I'm also planning on doing some videos on farming. So that is kind of my main goal with the farm, is to have a grass-fed, pasture-based meats and eggs operation off from the farm here. So last year I kind of started in that direction with some laying hens. I raised about 150 broiler chickens, about a dozen turkeys, and I was also messing with some hogs as well for pork. Most likely this year, probably sometime early spring, I'll be moving some of that stuff out here to the farm. So that's going to be interesting, getting that stuff moved over here from where I'm at currently. So you'll be expecting some videos on some animal stuff, moving animals and getting that stuff situated out here. So with the amount of video that's probably going to be taken here in the next year or so, I'm really hoping to kind of get on a schedule for uploading, probably doing once a week, possibly more than that if there's enough video that's getting recorded. But I honestly think I'm going to be doing good just to get out one video a week. Probably on the weekend is when it would get released. So hopefully I'm going to be kind of getting into a rhythm with uploading videos this year as well. Now, of course, the things that I've mentioned so far is speaking with very broad strokes, and it's covering the biggest projects that are going to be happening. So the bigger projects, of course, will be broken down into a lot of smaller videos, step by step going through the projects, and then I'm sure there's going to be lots of little things that either I've forgotten to mention or I don't know are going to be happening that I'll be covering as well. So that will create for some, I guess, sort of surprise videos about things that you didn't know were going to be happening. So with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.